Oh my goodness, it's Wednesday again. This is how we do it. It's 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and this is the Pro World Life conference calls where we get like-minded individuals chasing their goals to actually share inspiration and motivation to inspire personal growth and success in your day-to-day lives. We're out here really trying to impact the globe on an amazing level, and this is how we get together and kind of share some of our experiences and document our historical efforts. Pro World Life is a conscious global community of like-minded people that are really just here to impact and inspire you to chase your dreams and your goals. So let me jump into this call real quick. We got one of the ambassadors on the line by the name of Mario Cruz, but he's had an amazing achievements, in the last, I would say year, 2 years that are really life-changing for me specifically on an inspirational level. And I know he's impacting a lot of lives, and it's just great to have a person like this on the line to be able to give their whole philosophy and scheme of things, just a little conscious, way of seeing things from their perspective. So the theme of the week this week is making decisions. One of the things that I like to do is pick a topic of the week that people might relate to. And I want to address these things on a mental, physical, emotional, energy, spiritual level, just all around conscious level. And I want to, give the floor to Mario so he could talk about how he's been making decisions and how important making decisions are and how he does it, and then the theme behind him making decisions. So I'm unmuting Mario. His phone is about to die, so if he drops off, you guys know where he went. But let's jump in. There you go, Mario.
Yeah, definitely. Again, as always, Will, thank you so much for creating this platform. I honestly think that knowledge is power, as always. So just one of the things that I usually like to always start off on, and I might have mentioned this before, but it's never a dull moment when you hear these words. And one of the most powerful things that I learned at an early age was you get what you negotiate, not what you deserve. Again, you get what you negotiate, not what you deserve. A lot of us feel that we deserve more than what we're valued, but at the end of the day, you got to remember it's all in your negotiation. It's all in the grand scheme of things, and you got to be the one that sets the tempo for any decision making. I think at the end of the day, a lot of us might value our work so high in our mind, but it doesn't reciprocate when we bring it out of our mouth. And I think that believing in yourself and in your craft is achieving. So just like Pac said it, if you can believe, you can achieve. So you really just gotta attach the dollar bills or the dream or whatever the contract or the negotiation might be to the wordplay.
I like that. The wordplay, like words are the power. Words are magical. Words are the paintbrushes that paint your reality, right? Exactly. Man, and coming from an artist perspective, because I know you're the founder of Art Wars. How has people's words affected their decision making? Like, I know you're dealing with a lot of different people from all walks of life, and different words come out their mouths. Give an example of how words that people say has affected what decision they make.
Well, honestly, at the end of the day, when you're an artist or when you step out of your box, which is your apartment, the place where you rest your head, nothing is personal. And that's something that a lot of people bring into their day-to-day life, which is the most, I guess, anchoring thing that anybody can do to their future or to their character or to their relationship with any other person when it comes down to, again, any human interaction, because again, people like you for your certain character. Now, when you start bringing in your personal philosophy into negotiation, then that's when you start veering away from, I guess, the perspective or the plan of action not only because then your emotions start getting into what you're talking about, but then it's kind of like you create a bias. I think at the end of the day, when you represent yourself to somebody, you should always be conscious of what you're speaking about. If you're really for a lot of people, it might be a little hard and kind of a little mixing or a mixed match of what I'm saying right now. But honestly, one should really invest in. Again, Will, I go back to what I just said in the beginning of the conversation. It's really important to have these type of conversations because the more you know about yourself, the more successful, the more confident you are in real life. So just to add on what I just said and kind of water it down a little bit is the way you represent yourself is the same way your words are going to represent you. So make sure that everything you say, you really mean it because people from all over, the world, from different walks of life might not be in tune with your lingo. So, again, you might say something that might sound cool to you and your friends, but when it comes down to business, it doesn't make any sense. So make sure that you're owning exactly what you're saying and not taking things lightly and as a joke. Because once you step out of that box, which is, again, wherever you rest your head, is game time.
That's dope. That's dope. I really like the fact that, this conversation, the terminology, like you were saying, like the language that is spoken and how we represent ourselves. When you got on the call, like you have an energy, your vocal tone, the confidence in the truth behind what you're speaking. It's not like you're joking about what you're speaking, but it's able to be received very well, and it's comfortable to be able to listen to those words. How do you inspire yourself with your words to make amazing decisions? Like what type of things do you tell yourself on a daily basis that influence your decision-making skills?
Honestly, I'm a really active person, Will, and I know that you're able to see that because I guess our relationship spans more than 10 years, and that outside of just business and stuff like that, I'm a real flamboyant dude, and I'm never the person to act shy or shy away from any conversation. But honestly, I wouldn't say it's a ritual or how do I pep talk myself. Honestly, it's everything around me. Everything around me, I look at it and it's just like it inspires me in a certain way. Like, wow, like this is what I've created. So it's not like, again, it's not like I'm going ahead and just dropping a verse on myself, or it's not like me reciting a poem or stuff like that. It's just me looking around. When I go to work, outside of Art Wars, when I go and I see what I was capable to amount to and where I've positioned myself in life, I guess seeing that type of action is what inspires me more than anything, knowing that there's always more work ahead of me, knowing that at the end of the day, I'm not ever going to hear all the thank yous I deserve, but knowing that if I keep pushing forward, I'll be able to free my people and the people that believe in my cause and the people that believe in self-sufficiency. I'll be able to inspire them to keep pushing forward. So, again, it's just looking around, even being on here. Like I said, doing great things, working with great, amazing people that have a voice and have a point of view. That's how I inspire myself, and being on phone calls like these that allow me to go ahead and just get out of my hemisphere or get out of my gravitational pull in life and go into other axes like these right here, and what you've created is what inspires me on the day-to-day.
That's cool. So, like, life is artistic to you in a way, right? Like, you like the little quirks and little situations and little in-betweens and little transitions in between scene to scene in your life, and that entertains you. That little spark entertains you, huh?
I just feel like everybody has a paintbrush, and some people are able to tap into different palettes or even just different paints, different tools. And some of them are really good at a few, and some people are just really good at one brush or one, lens or one, style of stenciling, and others have many tricks up their sleeves. So I just enjoy life, man. I think that, again, we won't be free until we own our own. And, seeing what people can create out of nothing, out of thin air is what keeps me going. So, yeah, I guess I would say, yeah, to your statement, that's my day-to-day fuel.
That's cool. You know what it sounds like? Like how your internal body, like your inner power, is influenced directly by your experiences and your external way of digesting what's around you. Like that's like a trait, like a filter, how you filter in information. You added a creative aspect to that, which sounds real cool, you know, and it makes me think about sometimes how people can maybe get overwhelmed with emotions sometimes, or overwhelmed with one train of thought, but that filter, having a creative filter allows you to change that emotion that might stagnate you or put you in a box. So it's good to have a creative outlook on things and know that you could make a difference. You could do something different every day. That's the difference, you know. You could look at something in a different perspective, and that's artistic viewing, you know. And you could look at yourself in a different perspective as well. Sometimes we take a lot of things personal, and as people, just human nature, you know, there's hundreds of millions of people that do it, and this is just what it is, you know. We take things personal, but when I take things personal, it influences me to make decisions, and it makes me make personal decisions, like disciplinary decisions, discerning decisions that allow me to grow on a mental level, like on how I'm able to then go out back into the world, you know. And it's good to be conscious and very, very observant. And that's why, like, you know, when you're saying like this type of platform, having this type of conversation, this is really like what I like to have conversations about life in that aspect, and that sparks my own personal interest while I'm not even on these calls. So I take what you're saying, you know, as like gold, and, you know, to be able to then, you know, tomorrow when I start the day, it's like really an artistic palette that we're all painting, and that's a great view, you know. When I've read books like whatever the agreements, and the Toltec philosophy is based on that, and that's real. You know, that's a real old school philosophy. So, you know, that's cool, man. I appreciate that view. Let me ask you another question. Making decisions based on other people's actions. Like, I know you've had to deal with like maybe hiring and firing and joining circles and mingling and networking and breaking up networks and stuff. How do you make those type of decisions? And what type of suggestion would you give people to make if they have that type of situation going on?
Right. So, man, this is honestly, Will, some of these questions are really, I love these questions, man, because it's real simple. If they're better than me, I want to work with them. If their mindset is just ridiculous, if their wordplay I just can't understand and it sounds like math is coming out of their mouth, I want to work with them. If I can see that they can outwork what I'm doing, I want to work with them. If, you know, if they show signs of you know, longevity, I want to work with them, because again, it's like in my field of work, I consider it something so basic as community activism. So it all revolves around your network. So at the end of the day, and I think this is something that's universal with life, because if we see a car and we see community development as one and the same, you got to remember, you got to go ahead and fuel your words with minds to plant seeds in. You got to fuel your car with gas. So it's not only just yourself. There's outside entities that are that have a stake in the game regardless. You just got to go ahead and enable them to go ahead and have a stake in the future of what you're doing. So just like staying loyal to, you know, different people around you and creating a board or just an organization, your car, at the end of the day, it either eats good gas or it eats bad gas. You can feed it the same one at a premium price and stick with that, and your car will love it and go and give it its usual maintenance, you know, and you build those relationships with like a Jiffy Lube, or, you know, if you go ahead and purchase gas from 76 or Mobile, or it might even be thrifty food store, little chains of gas stations, you know, you just stay consistent and you build that type of friendship. And going back to what I said before, you got to go ahead and see people that can mirror what you do and be even better. You should never fear people that might have more grander schemes or a better idea for what you're doing, because at the end of the day, whatever you're doing will always be yours no matter what. You know, they can take your idea and duplicate it, but it'll never be your idea because you're the one with the vision.
And how about when visions align? What does that look like?
Man, when visions align, honestly, to tell you the truth, that's like gold, man, because you're not competing against each other. You're on this path to be great, and when you're great at what you do, it allows the person next to you to be great at what they do. And if you guys could intermingle the narrative, which is even greater because you guys are fighting a common goal, and at the end of the day, you guys have two different outlooks. And you guys have two different pots of gold that you guys are going forward, and you guys create a collaboration, which I love the most, because collaborating with other people not only makes you the most vulnerable, but at the end of the day, it gives you the most turnaround in knowledge and resources, because you're able to go ahead and put yourself outside of yourself and work with others' perspectives on life.
Man, I totally agree. I feel we each have a responsibility to be our best self and benefit the environment around us. It makes me think about a parable. I happened to be talking to my mom earlier, and I talk in parables sometimes, like, little stories. And this parable was based off of being flooded with emotion. Like, at times when you're flooded with emotion, think of a sink with a faucet, and you just turned on that faucet, and that all that water coming into that sink can't go anywhere because you have a blockage, and that water starts to overflow into your bathroom. The bathroom starts to flood. You could actually drown, but that water is emotion. So some people could get flooded and drowned with anger or animosity or envy and jealousy, and then they could drown in those emotions. And it could really, really hurt them on a deeper level. And I was saying, how is it when sometimes the person that has that faucet, and it's their bathroom, and that they have that faucet on and that sink is overflowing, that someone might come up and say, yo, your sink's overflowing, right? And they would be like, no, my sink's not overflowing, and really it is, or yo, your sink's overflowing, just turn off the faucet, and they're like, no, I don't want to turn off the faucet, and they stay ready to drown, and it takes something dramatic for them to turn off the faucet, and then some people might say, okay, I only wait for people that I trust to tell me to turn off the faucet, and that might take a long time, and then sometimes we have to be prepared to receive guidance. And people mean well if we're out there, drowning in our emotions, if they tell us to stop, drowning ourselves in our own emotions, and sometimes in the other aspect as well, we have to be ready to give that suggestion. If we see someone overwhelmed with the wrong emotion, we have to really be ready to really give them that suggestion that could really put them and be pivotal to their direction and that they're going in life. I think that it really takes us to be that aware of each other and the environment around us. Like that same, parable, you could have that faucet, open it up, and it might be nothing but happiness and joy. Once you find that source and you're able to open up a flood of joy and creativity, then it's time to then let that overflow, and then let other people drink from that water of joy and hospitability, or creativity, whatever. All those positive, amazing things pull people out of those poisonous situations and environments. So I think that, when it comes down to making decisions, we have to be conscious of all of our decisions on, like Mario said, a long-term scale, and we have to be focused on the benefit and the true true purpose of these decisions. You know, like we're here to make a series of decisions from beginning to end. And we're here to open up people's perspectives so they could make conscious decisions, decisions that benefit their well-being and their understanding. And man, like this feels like one of those decisions that for me is benefiting my personal growth. Not only mine, but I'm able to document historically people like Mario and their story. And to be able to look back, this is amazing for me. This is better than any movie. This is reality TV in its finest. You know what I mean? So I really do appreciate everybody that's on this call. Like when you listen to this is real purpose. You know, like I feel in a permanent nirvana, and I guess that's grace or bliss, what they call. And it's all because of decisions that I make. Like, to be able to send out a message and get response and hear amazing stories, and these decisions to pick up these calls, and these things matter priceless amounts. So I really do thank everybody that's on these calls, you know. Mario, do you have anything that you want to kind of address, like just on an international, universal, timeless level?
Yeah, man. Just real quick, talking about, you know, since you were talking about decision making, and sometimes you do gotta deliver some bad news, and you know, when you get bad news and you can see somebody else rotting away, it's really important for you to go ahead and make that decision to go ahead and help your friend out. Maybe it might not seem like the most amazing thing to do at the moment, but sometimes giving them that reality check can actually change their life. Why? Because if you really care about somebody, and let's say this faucet is running, right, and it's starting to spill, and they say no, it's not spilling. Well, once it comes to you and you notice that it's spilling for them, that means it's already, you know, it's saucy. Like you're starting to get drenched in it because you noticed it. So either you cut the relationship off then and there, or you remove yourself from the situation so they can drastically get that type of inspiration. Maybe they might not be inspired right away, but that friendship, that love loss might be the situation that puts them over the, you know, the finish line, and to say like, wow, you know, I did lose myself and I lost everybody else around me. So decision making, when it's time to cut these people, if you're the first one to get that info, please make sure you go ahead and, you know, deliver it to whoever the person might be, because it not only, you know, holds you back and having listened to all that information, and it also holds them back from not realizing who they are.
Amazing. So it looked like his phone died, and that was an amazing way to go out, right? You guys, did you hear that? Man, that's amazing. So making decisions. Wow, that's historical. One of the principles in the Professional You Handbook, I talk about, you know, writing your own history. And when I say writing your own history, I kind of address it like, you know, the history of the world is being written and has been written and is continuing to be written. And you have a part in that history, and you get an opportunity to add into that history. And by writing your own history and kind of being the author of your own book, you get an opportunity to select the tone, select the feeling, the vibe, the angle, the genre of story that you want to write for yourself. You get an opportunity to select what pictures that you put on the pages. You get an opportunity to select what people, what characters that you want to put into your history book. Your eyes, your senses, your ears, your emotions, all these things are there for you to be able to make a decision on how you're going to write that story. So you might be, you know, walking around and searching for something, and that decision to search is actually validating that you believe that you're missing something. To search and not to search in belief that you don't have what you're searching for. When you go out and search, you should know that what you're searching for is already yours, that you're there to discover it. The only reason why you know what you're searching for is because it's yours already. If it wasn't yours already, you wouldn't even know what you were searching for. So it's about knowing how to be aware and knowing how to relate to what is happening in your environment, being able to be observant, conscious of your environment as the playing field, as the paper that you're writing this history book on. You know, when you deal with decisions on a personal level, you have personal decisions that you make. These things are based off of your own personal judgment of yourself. How do you make these decisions? You do them on your own. With your own free will, you decide to make a personal decision. What about the family decisions that you make? Decisions that affect the family, decisions that affect the people around you, decisions that you keep private, that you're not able to share. Why? Because you feel that you need to keep these decisions quiet. All these types of decisions affect our local environment, our global environment, has us in the current state that we are in now. All of these decisions that all of our ancestors have made is the world that we're living in. We have an opportunity now, as you're listening to this conversation, to make a decision. After this call, to change the world around you, to do the things that you wanted to do, that you know that you were supposed to do, to call up the people that you meant to call up, to write down the ideas, to make these plans. You have to make a decision to take the steps towards your dreams and your goals. Your lifetime is priceless. It's a currency that you get in the beginning, and you don't know how much you have, but you invested into everything that you get through decisions. I suggest we decide to invest our time into our dreams and our goals. Gain the time that you were investing into other things and invest that back into yourself. Limit the investing of time through decision making. If you make decisions and you're investing time through these decisions, by default, you have to project those decisions towards a long-term personal goal, or a global goal, or a universal goal, or a personal goal. Otherwise, you're investing that time into other things that are not you through the decisions that you make. Each decision either benefits you or benefits something else that might not necessarily be you. It might be the environment around you, which is, it seems to be, since we're stretching into the universe, it seems to be infinite at this point. So if you're investing in the environment around you, make sure it benefits people and enables people to benefit you. Make something that everybody can participate in and show their greatness on how they make conscious decisions, and just give them a platform. Give yourself a platform. Allow yourself to be able to invest time into your personal growth and your success. And when I say success, I mean the future you, the next you, the you that will be succeeding this current you. Invest some more time into you. How much do you love yourself? I know how much you love food, but do you love how much you make the food? Do you love going to go purchase the food? How do you embrace every moment of your day in that type of fashion through the decisions that you make? The mental decisions that you make matter. Being able to make a decision mentally that affects your external environment is a gift of clarity. They call that manifestation. To be able to really be that in sync with the world around you for the benefit of you on a personal level. Oh my goodness, right? So that's one of the things I want to really inspire people to do is make decisions. Be aware of your decisions. Make decisions that lead to the future that you want to have. You're building your future now. In business, you have to make decisions. In life, you have to make decisions. Life is full of decisions that happen back to back to back to back to back. So all I could do is, as you listen to this recording, this live recording, and you're listening to my voice, you're making a decision. Just as you could focus your mind and your inspiration on my voice and on the topic of making a conscious decision, I want you to make a decision not to be distracted from your goal, to be focused on your goal, to take the steps towards your goal. You reaching your goal changes the world. There were people that are called revolutionaries. And when I say revolutionaries, some people might think I'm talking about people that are protesting and doing things like that. That's one type of revolutionary to a certain degree, but the type of revolutionary that I'm speaking upon is the revolutionary that can say, I have changed the way we use this, or I have changed the way we do this. I have changed the way this is. I have revolutionized the way we travel, etc. That's true revolutionaries. Those are true revolutionaries. I feel like in my personal circle, we're revolutionizing the way we communicate by creating this platform, by doing the workshops in the nonprofits that we work for, by communicating with people on a daily basis in a pro-world life fashion, and embracing the professional you principles towards our individual growth is a decision that we choose to make. And those type of decisions are the decisions that we have to continue to make. I like to inspire people not to think about it, because the truth is already happening. You let go and the truth happens. When you project conscious decisions, you're able to ride the wave of truth within yourself. And that's an amazing feeling. It becomes magical. You start to almost foreshadow and foresee the events that are in front of your face in all different directions. And those are decisions that you could you have the opportunity to make on a daily basis. You have the decision to think about what you're thinking about. You have the decision to think about nothing. You have the decision to listen. You have the decision to not hear anything. You have a lot of decisions that you make. Break down your decision-making skills. It will put you into a grounding perspective of self, and you'll realize your true purpose at this moment, which is to invest your time in yourself and your personal growth and benefit the people around you for the clarity of a better life. You know, when you make conscious decisions of how to live and you don't let your sink overflow with emotions that might not be as positive, those negative emotions, you let those overflow, that's not healthy. Let somebody help you turn off the faucet sometimes. Then turn on the faucet for joy and gratitude, love, trust, honor. Self-love is just one of the most amazing things that you could invest in yourself. And so when it comes down to making decisions, make mental decisions that inspire your physical life. Don't make emotional decisions because they're not necessarily grounded decisions. Make decisions full of life, full of spirit, full of growth, full of focus, and long-term focus. You know, you have a long-term goal to live amazing and keep this grounding feeling going. It's a choice that you choose to make. So make these decisions. Make these decisions. Let me see if anybody has any questions or we have any last comments. You know, I know Mario's call dropped, but let's see. Do I have any last comments? Let's see. This is my last comment. you have an opportunity to make a decision to stop doing what you're doing or to continue doing what you're doing. Decide which one is what you're gonna. I think it's time to decide. That's it. Just make that decision and live with it. Be okay with it. Don't judge yourself. You're not here for that. You're here to make decisions. So let go of those attachments and decide to either continue what you're doing because it's working or stop what you're doing because it's working. No matter what, you have to decide. And it's going to inspire you and motivate you to make other decisions as well. So don't be afraid to make these decisions. For those of you that are new to Pro World Life, feel free to go to ProWorldLife.com. That's ProWorldLife.com. Click around. If you have any comments or anything, feel free to contact us through the contact section. I suggest all of you, if you haven't already, to go purchase the Professional You Handbook on ProWorldLife.com. It's also housed on Amazon and all your digital resources. You might be able to find it in a couple libraries. That's one of the main things that I want to make sure that everybody embraces is making conscious decisions. So I made a conscious decision to do this conference call. I made a conscious decision to create a company that invites like-minded people to share creative space and share their inspiration and motivation for our personal growth and success. So if you're interested, please contact us. My name is William Valen Correa. I'm the author of the Professional You Handbook. Mario Cruz was on the line earlier. He's a founder of a program and an amazing nonprofit named Art Wars Los Angeles, which is developing. I also do nonprofit work through an organization called HNDP Los Angeles. If you want more information, you can find us online at HNDP Los Angeles, or HNDP.LA. And what we do is we created music, art, technology, development programs for the youth to provide them a bridge directly into their careers in entertainment business. So we go into underserved communities and we bring them the iPads and we bring in programs so they're able to creatively express themselves on a comfortable platform that's safe and inspire them to really chase goals that are usually unfathomable, but we want to plant those seeds early and allow these people to make decisions throughout their life that are real conscious. So these are some of the things that we're doing, just, scratching the surface. We're just beginning. But again, thank you, everybody that is on this call. You have made a decision that is impacting me, the community that we have built together, and the people for generations to come. You guys are amazing. So on that note, adios. Till next week. The theme of this week was making decisions. So peace out, you guys. Pro World Life.